how to make $10,000 to $20,000 per month wholesaling real estate. Guys, it's Rick in here with Flip with Rick. Today, I'm going to take you through step by step on how to make that 10 to 20K, even if you've never done a real estate deal. And don't worry, it takes no experience. You just have to have some basic instruction. I'm going to walk you through it. But before I get to it, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the absolute best information available on wholesaling from me and Zach today. Before I get into the step-by-steps on how to do it, let's first get a true understanding of what wholesaling is. Now, I've been wholesaling for over 20 years, and I think I'm an expert in this subject. Wholesaling is a simple beginner strategy to get started in real estate investing while basically eliminating most of your risk. You are simply going out and locating ugly houses with sellers that really want to sell it. And then basically you're putting them under that contract and you are going to sell that contract to a cash buyer and you get paid handsomely for just finding these deals. So let's jump into it. I'm going to walk you through a 5-step process for anyone who has never done a real estate deal before and really wants to get into wholesaling. Guys, you got to understand, 20 years ago, I had to take this exact action, and I'm here to tell you today, the same actions still hold true. So before I get into the 5 steps, there's one thing you have to understand to be successful in wholesaling, and most people overlook this. And honestly, it starts with your mindset. I don't know how you found this video, but if you're like me, you're probably frustrated with your current situation, and you've agreed that working for somebody else or working for a large corporation is not going to give you the true freedom you desire in life. Guys, I did a corporate job for 12 years with a huge mortgage and 2 small children, and I'm here to tell you, I lost it at age 33, and I said, listen, it can't be any worse than that. Let's start with your mindset. If you are frustrated and you feel no hope in what you're doing, and maybe you have a college education, or you have like a really high classy type of job, or maybe you're in high school, or maybe you're in college trying to figure out, I never felt like I belonged in college. I only went to college because my parents told me, because that's just what we did. Today, you guys have more information to make decisions. Start with your mindset. If you truly want to live a life of complete freedom, do what you want when you want, always have money available to do what you want to do, and really never work a day in your life, then wholesaling, in my opinion, is the perfect fit to get started. Remember, wholesaling is just a basic technique we use to get started in real estate investing, and me and Zach are here to teach you 100% absolutely for free with no strings attached. I'm tired of people teaching wholesaling like it was 20 years ago where you have to pay 5, 10, 20 grand to get a basic skill set. I'm here to tell you, I'm going to give it to you all for free. When you get in that mindset, if you've hit that roadblock and you just can't take it anymore, I want you to understand this. You can always go back to your old life. It's super easy. But if you're like me, you said, forget it, I'm not going back there. Now you have a belief that wholesaling will set you financially free and give you the freedom you want with your family and your friends to live the life that you actually deserve. You have that belief. I'm here to tell you a belief is not enough to keep going in wholesaling. And actually, this is where most people miss the boat. You see, a belief is just an idea. It's an opinion you have. The minute somebody shoots holes in it, and I promise you they're going to shoot holes in it, your belief tends to fall apart because you start valuing other people's opinions, people that you're trying to get out of their current situation, and you start self-doubting yourself. The difference between successful wholesalers and ones that give up after a few months is they all started with the belief. It's the wholesalers that have conviction. And conviction is nothing more than taking your belief and going, this is my belief. There's nothing to the left, right, up, or down, my family included, that is going to change my mind about my ability to wholesale. I'm going to follow people that actually do this business, that have a long track record and are genuinely trying to help me out. And that's where I'm going to get my guidance and everybody else's distraction. And no matter what, I will do anything to get this done. If I have to knock on 500 doors, I'm going to knock on a 500. I'll probably do 1,000. See, conviction is what sets you in stone, and it's non-negotiable. And once you make that conviction, your belief will never waver. Okay. I always tell people, if you really want to tie your belief to your conviction, You got to have a why. Why are you doing this? It has to be much more than about money, okay? My biggest why was I wanted to spend more time with my family. I didn't have that opportunity with my father, and I'm here to tell you the reason me and Zach work together is because I've spent every waking moment with him. See, money's not everything, guys. And I'm here to tell you, if you're just in the wholesaling money, it's probably not going to work out. If you truly want freedom, to me, success is all about freedom of when you wake up, when you want to do. Like, it's your choice. And that's the beauty of wholesaling. Let's get right into it. Get that mindset, get that belief, that conviction, and clearly state your why. And you can't lie to yourself. You can fool yourself, but you can't lie to yourself. So the next step is you get it, you're committed, you have your conviction, is now you just simply have to locate motivated sellers. Now, if you're asking what a motivated seller is, a motivated seller is somebody that needs to sell their property. Okay, there's a huge distinction between need versus a person that wants to sell their property. A person wants to sell their property, they're going to list it on the market with a real estate agent and go through that entire pomp and circumstance. Your job is to locate people that need to sell their house due to some sort of circumstance. And don't worry, you're not taking advantage of anyone. If anything, you're helping them out. A couple examples is if somebody passed away in the family and they can no longer continue to pay the bills on the house, maybe someone lost their job, maybe there's an economic downturn. Most people who buy a house, a lot of people only put down a very small percentage, and when their job goes away, if they didn't save correctly, they can't make that mortgage payment. They have the risk of foreclosure. It's very intimidating when a bank's looking to take your house. There's so many situations. Maybe they didn't pay their taxes. Maybe they have an IRS lien. Maybe they had a rental property and they weren't good landlords and the renters ran amok on the property. Guys, I have seen it all. There's not much I haven't seen. I'm here to tell you, every day there are people that need to sell their house. Your job is to locate them. How you locate them is going to be our next step of this process. I'm going to give you 3 strategies that are bulletproof and I still use 20 years later, and they are never going to change. And here's the really cool part. These strategies are absolutely 100% free. So money's not an excuse. Guys, I'm not charging you anything to teach you this. So take notes, replay the video. So number 1, simply government list. What is a government list? Well, most people who teach this business, until you pay a course and get through all their back doors, they won't share this information with you. It drives me nuts, guys. It's out all over the internet. It works. We use it in our business today, and it works really well. A government list is a list that's generated at the county or the government level, sometimes the city level, of lists of people that have problems with their house. Let me give you an example. Code violations. When somebody grass gets too high or there's a blue tarp on the roof way too long, a city official comes out, takes a picture, and sends them a notice. They have 30 days to correct the violation. If not, they get a fine levied on the house somewhere between $50 and $100 a day. They don't take care of it, the fines really rack up on the house, and they actually risk losing the house. Guys, people that don't take care of these properties usually have other extenuating circumstances. The house is not a priority for them. So this is where you come in with a wholesaler and you actually make a cash offer to them and you actually take stress off their hands. This is where you connect with the sellers. Government list. The other one is tax delinquency list. These are people that have not paid their taxes on the house. And after X amount of years, depending on what state and what county you're in, they auction off a tax deed certificate. And then after a certain amount of time, the house actually goes to foreclosure. It's stressful for the sellers. Honestly, if they don't have the tax to pay for the house, they're probably not going to take care of the house. And it's probably best if they just get the house sold. Why wouldn't they sell this type of house with a realtor or anything like that? To be honest with you, it's embarrassing. It's a challenging situation and they don't want the world to know. That's where, once again, you come in as the wholesaler and you strike up a deal. They get their dignity. You make it super convenient. That's a win-win in wholesaling. You can do that all day long. Then my next favorite way to do it is what we call driving for dollars. And guys, this is simply getting in your car. I don't care. Get on your bike, get on your walking shoes, get on your running shoes, and go around neighborhoods that are close by, places you drive through, and find houses that stick out. Think like a city employee looking for code violations. High grass, blue tarp roof, knocked over mailboxes, really nasty houses. Guys, all these houses need help. And think about it. You help the seller out, you help the community, and honestly, you help your family out. It is a huge win across the board. But here's the deal. You got to go out and get them. So many people think they're just going to get a list with magical motivated sellers. I'm here to tell you, you have to work through these lists because a majority of the people aren't motivated. Your job is to find the ones that are actually motivated, that will work a deal with you, and you have to work through it. The best way, in my opinion, is driving for dollars, because you actually create your own list, and every house on that list is most likely going to be some sort of motivated seller. Either they know it or they don't know it. Your job is to keep up with them and make contact with them. Okay, and within that government list, there's what we call a probate list. And this is just a list of people that have passed away, and they're going through a court proceeding called probates, which basically means the courts are carrying through the last wishes of the deceased person's will, and they usually have what they call an executor or a personal representative, also known as a PR, to carry out those wishes. That's usually the responsible person in the family, and you can go to the courthouse, you can get who these people are, and your job is to reach out and contact them. Guys, I love doing probates. They're one of my favorite deals because they're typically vacant homes that are run down that need a lot of work. It's perfect. It is perfect for wholesaling. And the really cool thing about probates, they just don't cost you a lot of money. They might cost $100 for the entire year. It's 50 or 60 leads a month, and it's a patience game, but the people that stick it out do very well. So I gave you 3 lists: the driving for dollars, all the government lists, tax delinquencies, and probates. Guys, these are all for free. Go out and do them. You don't need someone else telling you how to do this. I'm here to tell you those lists works, and I use them today in my wholesaling business. So guys, on to the next step. It's to engage these sellers. And you're like, Rick, how do I engage them? This is where it gets really tricky. And I'm here to tell you, this is where most people will complicate this. Think about this. Have you ever had a conversation with your friend, a family member, your kids, your wife, your uncle, your aunt, your grandpa, your grandma? It's the same thing. The only difference is you don't know them personally, and you are going to kill these people with kindness. So we have to reach out and locate them. So once you have your list, so example, if you do a driving for dollars list, the first step, if you want to do it for free, is you want to skip trace them. Well, Rick, skip tracing costs money. I'm here to tell you, the tools on the internet are absolutely amazing. Just go to truepeoplesearch.com. You can probably pick up about 70 to 75% of them. And what you'll do is get a phone number and maybe even forwarding addresses. And then your job is to collect that list and do it. It's a little bit of manual labor, but hey, if you don't have any money, that's what you got to do. Now, if you want to do a paid for search, which is quicker and more accurate, go over to zachdata.com and you can use that list if you don't have a lot of time and you got a little bit of money. But guys, I'm here to tell you, you can do this all for free. The next technique for engaging the sellers is called reverse driving for dollars. And in the old days, I used to go out and knock on every pre-foreclosure door, and I'd wait and I'd have long conversations with people. Half the time I talked to the wrong people. I spent more time just trying to connect with people. And lo and behold, here we are in the future. And the easiest way is really just take a yellow sticky note, just like you get those stick 'em notes, and you can basically take a stamp or you can handwrite it on there and put a note on there and just, hey, I got a question about your house. So if you took your pre-foreclosures and the houses you considered suspect on your driving for dollars list, you put those notes on all the doors and you put a phone number on there with a simple message, hey, I got a quick question about your house. They call you with what we call inbound marketing. It's just an extremely efficient use of your time, because if I put 100 notes out on the door and 10 people call me, I know those are the 10 people that want to connect with me, and I have a great shot at getting a deal with them. Guys, it's a huge time saver. I did it all the wrong way in the beginning, but I'm here to tell you this technique alone will let you scale your driving for dollars by using this reverse method. The note you can put on there is, hey, I had a quick question about your house. Give me a call back. This is Rick, and a phone number. It's that simple. You guys can get a virtual number. Don't use your personal cell phone number, and then you're going to have a conversation. So, Rick, what do I do when they call me? It's really, really simple. Don't make it complicated. Make it simple, but you do have to practice before you actually have live sellers. It simply is, hey, I'm calling you about this question on your house. That's great. Hey, are you interested in selling this house? Guys, you simply say this line, are you interested in selling this house? If they're not interested in selling the house, just wish them a nice day and move on. Now, if the house is in really rough shape, I would keep up on a follow-up, because something eventually has to give. What you're looking for them is to engage you. Remember, you are a stranger to them, so you have to go out of your way to make them feel welcome. The best way you can do it is just be non-threatening. And by asking that simple question, it gauges their interest in selling to you and will allow you to figure out if they're a motivated seller rather quickly. After that, just have a conversation with them. If you go over to freewholesaling.com, we teach you the 4 pillars of questions to ask motivated sellers. It's really, really simple. Go over to freewholesaling.com and we'll show you exactly how to do it. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to be a fancy salesman. You don't have to be a salesman at all. Your job is to locate motivated sellers and find out if they have interest in selling the home. See, this is the big secret in wholesaling that nobody wants to share with you. Don't worry about your sales skills. They will build as you go. How do they do that? It's with experience. experience. You guys didn't learn how to ride a bike in a seminar. You're not going to learn wholesaling in a seminar. You actually have to go out and connect with people, and your confidence will shoot up. So if you're not a salesperson, don't worry about it. I will tell you, my first 2 years, I didn't do anything salesy. I just asked people if they were interested in selling their home. I asked them the 4 qualifying questions, and I did a ton of deals, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Full disclosure, guys. Okay, the next step is simply put the property under contract for a discounted price. Well, Rick, how do I know if it's a discounted price? There's so many tools online to do for free that will actually teach you how to comp a property. Zillow, Trulio, Realtor.com, Redfin, it goes on and on. There's more tools now than has ever been available in human history. I recommend you use those free ones. If you guys want to do something that's simply cookie cut paste for and you want to pay for it, go to listrei.com and they will do it for you. They give us a 7-day free trial, but it's not necessary. You guys can do it for free. The key is you have to put the property under contract for a discounted price. Having it slightly below retail is not wholesaling. That's speculating. And if you go to freewholesaling.com, we teach you actually how to wholesale. You have to get them under contract for a discounted price. On to the final step is basically selling your contract. Like, Rick, how do I do that? That sounds complicated. I'm here to tell you it's actually the easiest part of wholesaling. See, because if you get a motivated seller that sells you a property at a discounted price, cash buyers would eat this up all day. Let me give you an example. If you could buy a Rolex, a real legitimate Rolex, not a fake, and you could buy it for $2,000 and they retail for, I don't know, anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000, would you buy that Rolex? You're like, well, I'd love to, Rick, but I don't have the money. Here's the secret. It's not your money. It's once you understand that whole thing, it's going to be your cash buyer's money. If you bring someone like me a great deal, I'm all in. Like, I want to pay you and reward you. So, Rick, how do I get paid on it? It's real simple. You're going to basically sell your contract, which we teach you how to do a simple technique called an assignment of contract, where if I buy a house for $100,000, if I sell it to the cash buyer for $120,000, I never actually have to buy the house. I never actually have to fund the house. I don't have to fix the house. Honestly, I never even really own the house, and I collect a $20,000 fee. That is what wholesaling is about. And this is a technique you can do over and over again. Guys, I've been doing this 20 years. I started out wholesaling. I still do wholesaling because it's very lucrative and there's more advanced strategies as you get into wholesaling. That's the really fun part about it. Imagine this. If you could go to school for a year and learn wholesaling, and when I say go to school, meaning go out and actually take actions and steps to do it, and I could teach you how to quickly make 6 figures with your eyes shut, and you can easily make up to $500,000 to over $1 million doing this business, and you don't have to go to school for like 10 or 12 years like a doctor. Guys, this is like no-brainer stuff, and the really cool part is you really minimize your risk with wholesaling. So some techniques to sell your contracts, real simple. You need to attract cash buyers. We simply teach you how to go to social media groups, specifically on Facebook, find investor groups in your area, and you basically looking for cash buyers to buy your contract. Remember, you're not selling your property, you're selling your contract. It's an important distinction in wholesaling, and you have to understand that. Most people will chomp at the bit to even have a shot to buy a discounted property because they're so hard to find, especially through realtors. What you have to do is just make sure you're attracting cash buyers. The second best technique is simply putting out bandit signs in the area if you are in a local market, and simply just saying discounted properties for sale with your phone number. I have houses available, and put a phone number in there and actually let it go to voicemail and vet them through that process. And my last technique for finding cash buyers, remember guys, this should be the easiest part, is you can find local realtors that actually have vetted cash buyers, meaning they've bought multiple properties for cash. And you're thinking, well, why do I have to pay a realtor for this? I'm here to tell you the realtor's fee is actually absorbed by the new cash buyer, and they do most of the work for you. You just got to find one that will work with a wholesaler and allow you to do an assignment of contract. You actually take all these steps I just explained to you. I mean, literally step by step do this, and you repeat this process over and over. If you just did 1 or 2 deals like this a month, you easily make 10 to 20K a month. Guys, this is how I got started in wholesaling, and this is what got me so addicted to it. It is actual work, but I'm here to tell you, if you'll put in the time and the effort and you have the conviction to want to get financially free, and more importantly, get freedom of your time to do what you want when you want, wholesaling, quite honestly, is the best route for you. I'm a little bit biased, but I've been doing this 20 years, so it's not a gimmick, it's not a scam, and it's going to be around forever. I don't care what anyone else says. Guys, listen to someone that has 20 years experience doing this, and I still love it, and I do it with my son. We run a 7-figure wholesaling business with our family. family, and we love every minute of it because why not? All I do is help people out, make a lot of money. At the end, I can do what I want when I want with my day, and I want to give you the exact same privilege. It's up to you. You guys got to go out there. You tell me, you think wholesaling is meant for you? Are you tired of where you are? Are you tired of like the dead end road? There's no hope. You were not made to be constricted in this life. You should have unlimited ability to earn money, and you should have unlimited availability of your time to do what you want with it. Guys, if you want to learn how to do exactly what we do, then go over to freewholesaling.com. We'll show you step by step how to do this. Guys, these techniques right here is how I got started. These techniques I still use today, and I want you to copy this and get started in wholesaling. Guys, wholesaling should be a basic skill taught to you for free. Anyone else who sells it to you, beware. I'm here to give this information out for free. I do extremely well in what I do in my business, and all I want to do is help people. Me and Zach have the same mission, and I want you to be a successful wholesaler. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you really enjoy this content, and hit that subscribe button to continue to receive videos just like this from me and Zach about wholesaling. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. You have an awesome day.